Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
You be the oldest out, always. Hey.
Cleveland, yeah, baby. Cleveland, I did this for you.
I told my wife after I didn't get my money in Nashville, man, look, call the booking agent and let him know. When I come to Cleveland, I need all my money in cash. Every last dollar. You feel me? So I'm saying I need every last dollar, right? It's 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all. My wife said she couldn't even sleep because I didn't got her all roused up because she know when I say I want my money just like I say I want it. You feel me? You ain't about to play with me. Nobody. You feel me? So I would have had to see these dudes. You know what I'm saying? We was going to be like this here. Dudes dropped the whole, say, we're terminating. This is a notice of termination. And they only terminated me.
Wow, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Listen, man, make sure you download bosstalk101.app right now. Man, listen, man. Turk been going through it all weekend, man. He basically, you know, when I first seen this, and people, you know, man, chimed in. You know how I am about Turk and Birdman, them, and BG. BG been on the show. And, you know, a lot of the New Orleans rappers I rock with because we down here in the South. And it's crazy to me that his career, basically, he's been, ever since this tour been going on, Turk and BG, really the whole time it's been a back and forth. And like I said on that one that I did, probably before this tour started, right before I interviewed BG, it's like, man, these boys are brothers. And I remember that heartfelt message I was putting out there. And I mean, of course, BG and them, they rocked with it or whatever. And I mean, but man, listen, man, I still stand on that same thing that I said. But it's tough, man, when you're dealing with business and this internet and you jumping on this internet and you basically having to, you know, really let these people know what's going on with you because he's an influencer. Turk, I'm talking about. From the Beehive show to everything that he's pretty much been able to accomplish with all the stuff he's been doing. You got to understand where he stands with this thing, that he's an internet influencer, you know. But his wife, when she came on, I watched that the other day, they was just pouring out the fact of how this portion was not like Live Nation. I've been with Sean Paul and a lot of these other guys. Live Nation, they pretty much get behind some dope shows. Stayed and rocked out with them for a minute, actually. Different people who Live Nation had put those shows up, and I would go out and, you know, be backstage with them and all that, and it's just real professional. Turk seemed to think this dope, or this other group here is really, you know, not doing them right, and he expressed that, and he also said, you know, he talked down on the show really that these guys had done, said it wasn't really packed out or whatever, but a lot of people was there, as you can see in the crowd here, and you see Juvie, he's amped up about it. But the question that everybody keep trying to figure out is, did he get kicked off the tour or did he leave the tour? This is what everybody want to know. Did he get kicked off or did he get pretty much leave on his own because of the money? This is two things that keep on coming to me, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, and I like Turk, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I like all them boys, man, because I know I already took all them boys and they did this thing, and I always argue with Rain or whoever in defense of Turk because Turk is basically a part of it too, because from the very beginning he was a part of it. But the main thing everybody trying to figure out is, did he get kicked off? Because at first it seemed like when him and his wife were talking like nobody got paid. And I was like, damn, did nobody get paid? Or the percentages was that low that everybody was pissed off about this money. But then when I see Juvie, it's like the energy he bringing and the way he acting. This show was not just a bash. It was a normal night for them boys, full arena and everything else. But I mean, some people, saying that it's because of Turk and BG. BG was there. I seen BG on stage rocking, flexing. But it's just like, man, it's tough, man, when you're an outspoken person like Turk is being on his internet. A few weeks ago, he challenges, and me and Rain talked about it. He challenged BG, my album gonna be better than yours. And I like that because it was like a little rah-rah on the internet. And I'm like, man, they just, going back and forth. But they already had some stuff that was pretty much was still there because of the first incident, I believe, because of the interviews and all the stuff that BG came home to see that Turk had done, whether it was on Drink Champs or whatever. I don't think that clearly got squashed. I think it clearly was still a situation. Then for Turk to double down and say, man, my album gonna be better. And, he's just flexing because that's what he does. I've been watching it, man, like I said. And, man, listen, man, every time I see Turk basically on the internet, I know he getting his money. I know he pushing his brand. And I respect it because I seen it. B-High talked about him on my show. Lifted him up, showed him love, said he, basically he was his podcast partner. Y'all remember that? And to be honest with you, I left it at that because I already know once you link in with somebody and y'all lock in like that, like me and OG or me and Money Moses or any of these guys that I flex with, and my wife, this is the people that you elected to do your business with. And to be honest with you, he's a great choice. He does great interviews over there. He gives great interviews over there with B-High. And I like watching them myself. And so to see him out here, but you give more of yourself. A lot of times some people turned off by that. And that's on my part and all these parts. A lot of people get turned off by that because they be like, man, he talking on everybody's business, blah, blah, blah. Man, why he say this about that? It's more darts being thrown at you for you being a part of just social media and saying everything and stepping out. You're not just going live on the weekend like he just done, but every day you giving your opinion on subjects. And a lot of times people watching that to try to see if they can find fault in you, even though you just doing it because you're doing it from your heart and you're talking about live subjects, your wife and you or whoever, you trying to help people. People will look at that a different way. And I believe Turk is being one of those guys that just basically he's telling you what's going on with him and basically what's going on with his wife and what's going on with B-High and all that. He's on there daily doing that. And that's the thing that you got to understand. When you put yourself out there, people are going to be throwing darts at you no matter what. And then for this to happen in the mix of it, you got now he got a problem with the people who pushing this venue or people who pushing this tour. This portion of it, this outside, because this wasn't the Live Nation part, but still, you got a problem now. Because now, not only are you into it with them, but now it looks like you've been going back and forth with BG, and now it looks like basically you're on the internet talking, and so basically they're looking at all of this, and they just trying to create this big issue with it. I hope to see him back on Live Nation tours and whoever. I hope he didn't just get kicked off totally. A lot of people are alluding to that, but he says it's a little bit different. And like I said, but at the end, he said he was the only one that didn't, that had this to happen to him. You heard him just say that. So what do I think about Turk, man? Like I said, Turk is a part of the whole Hot Boy deal, and Lil Wayne basically made that clear up front. Lil Wayne wouldn't even perform without him when they was over at the other, when we was at the Essence about, not this last past year, because P did it this year, but the year before that, when we were down in New Orleans, Lil Wayne wouldn't just come out with him because Turk wasn't there. You'd have had to be there to see it, but Wayne still came out and did a hell of a performance because I thought it was over, and then he popped out, but he wouldn't perform without Turk. So I'm interested to see if they truly kicked Turk off the tour, would Wayne even be a part of it anymore? That would be something interesting to see. Get in the comments and let me know, do y'all think Turk is kicked off the tour? Or do you think he'll be back when the Live Nation? And do you think this thing is going to continue to blossom and we get to see some great, because I love seeing them on stage back together again. Everybody coming together, that's unity after all of the years that you went through the prison sentences. Wayne go to prison, Turk go to prison, BG go to prison. Everybody going to prison and all of that's going on. Wayne doing a separate whole run and just killing the game. Turk being locked up looked like for years before that, during that sweet spot that Lil Wayne was having. BG gone, bam, he leave right after, he leave for 13 years, he's gone, boom. And then now for them to all come back out, they come back out and everybody's seeing them and everybody back feeling good about it. I remember, hell, me and B-High was talking about it, like, who wouldn't want to see a Hot Boy reunion? That's what we're looking for, man, you know, and we was excited about it before it even happened. I remember me and him, we sat there and we talked about this for a minute, just, man, we want to see it. And BG was on his show at that time. And I didn't know how it would come together, but one thing B-High told me, he was like, man, these boys is, man, them boys been knowing each other their whole life, you know. Man, you a damn fool to think that them boys ain't gonna do something together, or they not gonna, you know, show love to each other. And he was right, and they came right on with it, just like he said. And to be real with you, I thought everything was gonna be great at that point. But then when I see, like I said, what threw me was when I seen Turk go in on BG, and I was like, damn, you know, because he wasn't doing it in no bad way, though. I can say that. And to me, it seemed like he was just trying to say, man, my album feels to be good, but he was like, it's better than BG's. I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know if that timing right, but he knows. He's the creator of his own destiny. It could have been something he was feeling out on tour or whatever. I need to say this, but whatever the case may be, now they pretty much saying he kicked off this tour, man. And I think that that's something, man, that, like I said, him and his wife felt like the money wasn't right. I heard him. I watched the interview. I ain't going to play it, but I heard him and I watched that part, that live they did, and they poured their hearts out to say, hey, fans, we're not going to be there because the money wasn't right. But then you hear other people now saying, no, you're not going to be there because you kicked off the tour. Guys, get in the comments and let me know, was he kicked off the tour or what? What was the deal on this? Was he kicked off? Or was he one that said, y'all ain't got my money right, I'm not going to do it? Or really, did both of these things happen at the same time? The email went out, oh, you've been making trouble. Oh, we already had issues with you by BG. Somebody, and then all this just become a cloud of something that's just happening. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm telling you right now, because BG been going live, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to be watching this week to see what he say elsewhere otherwise about it, but BG been going in on this situation, or he not trying to hear it. He voicing his opinion, he putting it out there so his fans will know, letting them know where he gonna be, what he is gonna participate in, what he not gonna participate in, and he's not playing about that. So y'all gotta let me know what y'all think. Did he get kicked off the tour, or was he one that gracefully just step back because the money wasn't right? Whatever the case may be, guys, I'm just like, damn, man, every time the storm comes, he get hit the hardest, because every time the situation look up, they either want to kick him off, or either they say he's not a part of it no more, or people not going to work with him, or him and Birdman having issues, or him and BG having issues. It's always something, man. And like I said, a lot of it, I believe, revert back to him putting himself out there on the internet like he does, because a lot of people, they looking and they watching and they judging, they trying to figure out what you gonna say or how you feel, and he gonna put it out there because he's just pushing the, you know, his brand. So like I said, I'm a fan of all these guys. I love Turk, BG, Lil Wayne, Juven, Manny Fresh, for sure Birdman. And it's just crazy, man. BG showed me love. We gave him an award. So I rock with these boys, man. But I hate to see this stuff happening again, just right back in the mix of things when they were doing so well on these tours. Let me know, do y'all think he's going to be a part of it anymore? That's my last and final question. I need your last and final answer. But guys, if you still watching, guys, go download bosstalk101.app now. And also, guys, if you're still watching, right around here somewhere, there's going to be a video talking about these kick dough challenges. Man, stay away from people doughs kicking young teens. But man, it was crazy what's going on. Kick dough challenge on TikTok, gonna get you killed. Watch out, y'all. Stop playing with that. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.